decided to purchase some leather working tools. There's nothing to do with automotive, but I'm gonna give a DIY Leathercraft a shot here. Bought the cheapest stuff possible on Amazon. These are some hollow hole punches. Basically, strike them with a hammer and it punches a hole through the leather. And you just make sure that the backing is something you're okay with damaging. I just use a 2x4, but I'm sure there's better material to use. I've been getting pretty bored lately. A lot of my DIY automotive stuff is up to date, although I still have quite a few things to do. Stuff I kind of don't like doing, like cleaning the car. I want to throw some cheap tint on both cars, but I just bought a pre-cut set for the Camry for now. There is a rattle in my Camry fan belt that I want to investigate. I think I'm going to take the belt off and look at the pulleys. I think one of them might be loose or damaged, but it's just initially starting to sound up, so I think I got some time on that. I think I'm going to bleed the brakes on my Camry because pedals feel a little soft. I did a little brake bleeding when I did the brake job, but I didn't fully bleed the brakes, so I'm going to do that, see if I see any difference. Or maybe the Camry brakes are just kind of weak in general. And this is what I get. But I suspect I got some air in there. So those are hollow hole punches in the red container. It came with a cutting pad on the right side of it. This wooden thing in the plastic is a strap cutter that you basically pull a piece of leather through this to width. You could have made my own, but it seemed like a pretty complicated contraption, and I'd rather just kind of get started than to start trying to do woodworking as a hobby before I do leatherworking as a hobby. So this next thing is non-hollow hole punches for the stitching of the leather goods. So these are didn't quite get this on camera very well, but these are basically certain size holes, in this case 4mm, that you enter along the edge of the leather goods as you sew them together. So this basically gives you a good stitch pattern. You have to measure how far off the edge. It's a different tool I haven't purchased yet, but they seem to work well. I've already put all these tools to use. At the end of this video, I'll show for my first Leathercraft. Just made a real quick rudimentary belt. So these are the non-hollow hole punches again. I bought the cheapest stuff on Amazon. Kind of following the same pattern for my DIY automotive. I first, had a very cheap set of tools, which in this case I don't have any leather working tools. But, a few of the things I do already have, like a rubber mallet and 2x4 and stuff like that. So, but when I first started getting into DIY automotive, I went to Harbor Freight and just bought Pittsburgh Pro. I actually just bought Pittsburgh Pro stuff and decided to take it back, and I got Icon. So here I am doing the first Leathercraft. Just used the strap cutter to cut this belt. I am using scrap leather, which in this case is a leather belly cut, which is the worst cut of the cow. But, as I start, I'm going to make a bunch of mistakes and just wanted to learn the craft a little bit. I'm definitely not supposed to be cutting on a 2x4. I should have used that cutting board right there. But like I said, I'm just kind of learning and getting a feel for it. Those wrinkles there on the tip of the belt are a sign of the leather belly. So I actually reversed the strap and made that the buckle side. But at this point, I'm thinking that's going to be the end of the belt because I just don't care about the look or whatever. But the more I analyzed it, the more I realized that I should just switch it out. So here's the final outcome of the work that day. I just put 2 holes in the belt since it's custom. That's all I should use. Those are the 2 punches I used. This is the belt buckle from a worn out belt. I actually had to thin down the width of this belt to fit in the buckle.